and welcome to the second episode of Learning Yearn. Today we're going to be talking about a range of different things. Just going to get the slides up now. 9th of July today, agenda. So we're talking about what value does Yearn have. Recapping a bit on what the Yearn protocol is, and then looking at what the future holds for it. We're going to focus quite a bit on governance today, just looking at how a decentralized autonomous organization such as Yearn, how it runs, how it works, how decisions are made. We'll do that by looking into some past government decisions made. Then we'll just finish up by just talking about what people want to see next time. First, we're going to look at Yearn Pulse just to kind of see how Yearn's doing really. Got some money deposited there. Also I can see since founding it's gradually gone up, shot up to almost 5 billion about a month ago, down below 4 billion now, about 3.5. See here lots of audits have been done on it, so it's quite a reputable protocol. And if we compare it to the other Ethereum apps, we can see it comes up quite high in terms of amount of money there. So like Aave is number one with 10 billion, and we've got Yearn here at 3.5. It's important to say that like the likes of Aave, they're kind of like a bit of a bank, like they lend and borrow. But Yearn is basically you deposit your assets and then strategies take place to basically ensure you get the right return on them in theory. So back to the slides. What is Yearn? So Yearn enables users to earn a rate of return that they find difficult to achieve on their own within the Ethereum ecosystem. So you deposit your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and then it gets to work on getting a return. And basically people have come up with ideas for how to make a return. They're like strategies that will happen. Be like Bitcoin goes to this program, which then deposits here, lends it there, just goes around the internet, really confusing. I don't understand it yet. In theory, you get more than you put in. If we look at the site now, let's say you deposited your Bitcoin. Let's look at Ethereum. So you deposit your Ethereum, annual rate of return there is 0.47%. It's not that much really. Maybe there needs to be some better ideas for how they can invest Ethereum. In terms of DAI, you can see here you get 4.5%. I mean, DAI is basically just like US dollar currency, so it's a stable coin. So like that compared to a bank is pretty good, because obviously there's not really any cost, it's just computer code. So it's quite interesting. You see here 441 million worth of DAI has been deposited here. So it'd be interesting to learn in the future about how what Yearn are doing to make 4.5% almost, because that is quite a good return. So Yearn pulls funds together, enabling users to save on transaction fees. So rather than me looking for strategies myself and depositing it somewhere, doing all this wizardry on the internet, Yearn just basically takes everyone's money and does it together as like one transaction. So you don't have to all pay gas fees, you don't have time of doing it. So you can see here, like rather than monitoring the markets, it's done autonomously. If at 4 AM there's an opportunity while you're asleep, Yearn will do this for you. Yearn does charge a fee for this. You get 20% performance, 2% management fee at the moment. So it's a bit like a fund manager, but it's just code. Moving on to the next slide. What does the future of Yearn look like? You can put your cryptos down, maybe get like a mortgage in real life. How's that going to work? That's quite an interesting thing. But for crypto to be useful, stuff like that has to happen really. So I found this site. You can deposit your crypto, and then you can't do anything with that crypto. It's kind of used as collateral for a loan. So that's quite cool. So it'd be interesting in a few years if people are doing this like thing, or whether it's just a idea, pie in the sky idea. Also, what's interesting about Yearn is they have a governance token, and at the moment, that all that's used for is making decisions. Like, it doesn't entitle you to anything. But there is talk that maybe in the future it could be used to be like share of profits in the way like a share of company is. Yes, so that's an interesting thing. So yeah, Yearn as an asset manager, if it can invest money better than like fund managers can, and it's just autonomous code, and maybe that's where people put their savings in the future. Maybe that's where your pensions go. Because I know there is a way on crypto you can find assets that are, I think they're called synthetic assets. So they kind of are the same price. Like you could buy shares of Google on Ethereum. So yeah, it's quite an interesting space. Looking on to the next slide. How is it governed? So this is where it's really interesting, because it's basically, how does this work? If it's just computer code, how do people get involved? How does everyone have a share of what's going on? How do you do it, really? So Yearn token holders submit proposals, and if more than 50% agree, then change is made. So very democratic. There's like 36,500 tokens in this. Yeah, just thinking how most like one's probably to do with the year, days of the year or something. But yeah, so I suppose it's just code, how do ideas come about? Like, I guess someone has it themselves, they share it with their friends on a group chat, or they post it on the forum. So we've got a little forum here. There we go. So yeah, they might share it here. So like someone's got an idea for why bankrupt. So it's like, oh, I'm guessing it's something to do with like liquidating loans or something. Yeah, not really making much sense of that. Yeah, have an idea here. People go, oh yeah, great idea. Have you considered this? Have you considered that? Formulate it a bit better, and then maybe like have a vote on it to implement it. So like 9 months ago, I think there was, at this time, there was only about 30,000 YFI tokens. But yeah, some of them voted to increase the salary of one of their core developers. So this guy Artem's been contributing quite a lot. He shares it publicly. I think it's on Twitter as @Vantage. Yeah, and then yeah, people have voted. So you can see here there's about just less than 500 YFI tokens. So people are saying they're voting with their Ethereum wallet. They're saying, yeah, I'm doing that. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, what's interesting to me is I'm trying to figure out like why, because there's about 30,000 tokens and there's only been about 500 of them staked to vote. So I'm just wondering like what the minimum amount is for votes go through. Yeah, maybe that's something to look into. If anyone knows watching this, yeah, please let me know. There was also another vote, so you're going to see here all the different proposals. Code of contact, change the fee structure. Yeah, it's really clever stuff, to be honest. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, this one, reward authors of innovative strategies. So basically this is, someone comes up with an idea for how Yearn can make money. They share it, the autonomous code like adopts it. So the developer puts it into the code. How much does the person come up with the idea get? So they'll vote on this. And so 10% of it goes to strategists who set it all. So like, that's quite cool. But again, like you can see the amount of votes here, there's probably, I'm just guessing about 550 there. But I'm just wondering like, because like you could, in theory, I mean, it's important to say these Wi-Fi tokens, I think they're worth about $50,000 at least. So it's quite hard to like manipulate it, I think. But like in theory, like there's 30,000 in total, one person could just like push through stuff if they have like, I don't know, 500 these tokens. Because there doesn't seem to be that high voter turnout, but it would be useful to track that over time. Yeah. So yeah, someone has an idea of how to do something, share it with the community, talk about it, question it, and vote on it. I guess it gets implemented by developers such as the Vantage guy, what's his name? Artem. That's quite cool. Yeah, so I hope this has been useful. Yeah, if you've got any questions or anything, like please let me know. I'd love to learn more myself. Yeah, put it in the comments or whatever. Yeah, so let me know what to cover next time. I quite like to talk about individual strategies and how people think of them, how they've gone, track their progress over time. But that would be quite cool. So if you're watching this and you've got experience with that, yeah, like get in touch. It'd be great to chat about it. Yeah, thanks for listening, and yeah, all the best.